Hey guys, it's ArchieLuxury. ArchieLuxury from the ArchieLuxury channel, the Paul Pluta channel, and ArchieLuxury corporate. Guys, keep watching. Keep watching. I need the viewers. I need the viewers. I need the subs. I need it. Like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Tell your friends, whether you like them or hate them. Just tell them anyhow. ArchieLuxury on YouTube. Hey guys, it's Paul Pluta on the Paul Pluta channel. This is paid review 20SE78. And this is a video here. This is a video. This is for Lorenzo. He said, don't use my last name on the YouTube for obvious reasons. No worries, that's cool. So this is a paid review for Lorenzo. And what wristwatch am I wearing today? Well, I'm about to slip on the Patek 5196. It's a Grand Classique from Patek Philippe. And I do love this watch. I would like to get a Steel Sports Rolex. This is but I love it. It's a beautiful, it is a gorgeous watch. Hi Archie, I've been a fan of your program for the past 2 years and I found your videos highly informative and entertaining. I'm a 46-year-old attorney living in New York. I'm sending you $65 to your PayPal account for an honest opinion of my current wristwatch collection and a few questions as to where you think I could take the collection in the next few years. A little history. 4 years ago, I decided it was time for me to dive into the deep end of the pool and purchase my first luxury watch. I previously wore gifted watches and beaters that had sentimental value but were objectively shitter grade. My target of a first real watch was a Rolex because in my mind, Rolex represented attainable luxury to someone who works hard and saves his or her money for something special indeed. I absolutely fell in love with the then newly released Rolex Air King reference 116900 and was able to pull the trigger by simply walking into an AD in Las Vegas and purchasing the model on site. Can you actually remember a time when someone could buy a Rolex Steel Sports watch by simply walking into a boutique without going on a waiting list? Or playing the current AD games? Whilst I was in Las Vegas, I saw another watch at a different boutique that was stunning and which I later learned was a Breguet Type 20. I kept the image of the coin edge in my mind and thought this would be a nice watch to get in the future if I ever had the disposable funds to buy one. After the Rolex Air King, it seemed clear to me that having only one real watch surrounded by a bunch of shiders was not going to cut it. A year later, looking for a real bang per buck daily wearer, I stumbled upon a Tudor Heritage Black Bay with the black dial, in-house movement and leather strap. I purchased the watch at a good discount from Joma's shop and for a time I was satisfied with my 2-watch collection. However, the collector bug had stung and I felt there was more watches in the marketplace that simply spoke to me for their beauty, history and prestige. It was at this time I came across your very ArchieLuxury program on YouTube, and your videos introduced me to watches that I had heard about but had never really seen before or appreciated. Your high praise of the Omega Speedmaster Professional Man on the Moon compelled me to add one to my modest collection. I purchased one new for $3,200 from a watch dealer client of mine, complete with manual wine, Halcyon crystal, and a full large display box. The watch means a lot to me because it reminds me of my father, who was a mathematician and computer scientist who consulted with NASA during and following the great space race of the 60s. My father recently passed away and the watch has given even more significance to me now. Since purchasing the Omega, I have since added to my collection. Number 1, a Rolex 36mm Datejust, reference 16234, no holes case, Jubilee bracelet, fluted bezel, white gold with Roman numerals, a watch that I find absolutely beautiful, purchased used with box and papers. Number 2, a Breguet Type 20 Ehrenveil on the polished steel bracelet, the same model watch I had admired 4 years earlier in Las Vegas, purchased used without box or papers, and recently a Rolex GMT Master 2, reference 116710 LN, black, box and papers, purchased used from a dealer at a slight premium, but the watch was recently discontinued, and I love the GMT on an oyster bracelet. It's subtle, its subtlety of the green writing on the dial and the green GMT arm, and its lack of pretentiousness compared to the Batman or Pepsi GMT. I'm very happy with my current 6-piece collection, and I purchased each one with the intention of keeping, wearing, and enjoying them, except perhaps for one. However, there are still a few watches out there that speak to me in different ways. I still feel like I would like to add a piece or two over the next few years, but I'm in no particular hurry. Therefore, I hereby seek the Pontiff's great advice so as to state my current collection and in which direction I should take this collection in the future. A few watches that I'm interested in are the Rolex Submariner Kermit, the Rolex Submariner two-tone bluesy, ceramic or pre-ceramic, the Vacheron Concertine Croix de l'Île steel in either black or white dial, Breitling Super Ocean Heritage 242mm with the B20 movement and the steel mesh, and also a IWC Portuguese model IW500712 steel with silver dial. Please note that please note that I do not want to add a full dress watch or a watch that is exclusively in precious metal. Also, some watches that I find quite nice but that I am not interested in adding are the Explorer 2 Milgauss, the Submariner Black Dial, any Grand Seiko, or a Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso. My high watermark of a budget would be around $15,000 US. I would also definitely want to buy used or new on the grey market, as I have good experience so far. Question 1: What do you think? What do you think would add nicely to the existing collection? So we've got a few more questions there. So let's just have a quick look here and see what we think. He's got a 6-piece collection. What do I think here? So he's got an Air King. I actually have owned that Air King. That is a great watch. The Air King 40mm. Very cool watch. It's actually very different in the flesh than in the photos, because it's got the 369 Explorer dial plus the minute markers there. So it's actually quite a busy dial, but I think that's a great watch. So we've got an Air King. Then we've got a Speedmaster Man on the Moon. Everybody needs a Speedmaster Man on the Moon. You've got the right one. You know yourself, you've got the good one there. And also you've got the Tudor Heritage Black Bay. Can't go wrong with the Tudor. The Tudor there's nothing wrong with the Tudor. Tudor is very cool. Then we've got 36mm Datejust. I'm glad you got the steel with the white gold bezel. Breguet Type 20 Ehrenveil, great model. The Transatlantic and the Ehrenveil are the two Transatlantic is the date version, and the Ehrenveil is the no date, which I kind of prefer. Then you've got a black GMT Master 2. That's the ceramic. So I gotta say, nice collection, really nice collection. I don't have a problem with that. The Air King, the Tudor, the Omega, Speedmaster, Man on the Moon, the Datejust, the Breguet, and so you got a really nice spread. In any collection, it's nice to have some different functions, and you've got that. You've got the 2 chronographs, that's in the Speedy and the Breguet. You have got a GMT in the GMT Master 2. You've also got a diver. You have a diver? Is there a diver? Where's the diver? Diver, no diver? Diver, MacGyver or diver? Yeah, no diver. Okay, fair enough. That's okay, because you've got some Rolex. They're waterproof. Got the Air King. Okay. So that's cool. So maybe a diver. Okay, let's just it's always good to see what's missing in the collection. Okay. First question: Which of the above do you think would nicely add to my collection? Okay. So look, I got to be honest with you. I personally would think a Rolex diver would be a great way to go. Rolex makes such cool divers. The Kermit, I don't know if you mean the new Kermit or the old Kermit, but doesn't matter. Both great watches. Two-tone bluesy. Mwah! Beautiful watch. The Vacheron. The Vacheron is a great watch. I'd probably say myself, if it was me, I think the Breitling Super Ocean Heritage 2. If you want to spend less, get the Breitling. They are great bang per buck on the secondary market. You must buy that used. But if you had a good year, I'd probably go more for the I'd go for the Submariner, definitely Submariner. But oh no, you got a diver, you got the Tudor Black Bay, the Heritage Tudor Black Bay. Apologies, you've got a diver, no, but I still think a Rolex diver. I'd like to add that. So which of the above do you think nicely adds to the existing? I'd say seriously, I'd love you to add a Submariner. The Bluesy would be amazing in ceramic. But a Kermit is amazing. Yeah, that's probably... And if money was a bit tight, let's be realistic. We're in tough times. I'd go for the Breitling. I think the Super Ocean Heritage 2 looks beautiful. So that's what I would do. Is there a model of watch that I didn't list above that I should consider? Interesting. Look, it depends on your personal taste there. If you wanted a traditional diver, maybe a PAM, must buy it pre-owned. I'd go for a basic model, like a PAM 111 or a 112 or a base logo, because that's a very unique diver. I don't know if I'd go for an Omega. You could go for a Planet Ocean if you really like that, but I would still say if you can get a Rolex Submariner, that is the best choice to go for. Question 3. Should I keep my Datejust 36mm or trade it for a Datejust 41mm? I love the look of the 36mm, but it wears a touch too small, even on my relatively small wrist. I'm concerned that gents should be sporting a watch in a size that most women are now wearing nowadays. Look, that is a very good question. Very good question. Only you can answer that. Okay, I remember when I got my day date, I was in my late 20s. There was you had two sizes of President for men, mid-size or 36. There wasn't this discussion, Date 2. Now this is the same thing with Datejust. There was just the 36, that was it. And there was no commentary on is it too small or not. I remember years ago I had the 36mm Explorer 1. And I remember going to a provider. Lovely lady, lovely. I really liked her. Very cute lady. And I showed her my new watch. And she wasn't a watch person. She was Asian, but she wasn't a huge watch person. And she just said, little bit small. Little bit small. And, Now, I would say myself, if you're an attorney, 46-year-old attorney, sometimes it's good to have a piece that is a bit too small. And I got to be honest with you, in my own Patek collection itself there, my annual calendar, it's 37 mil, but it actually wears smaller. And I got to tell you, I've got a number of pieces. It's nice to have some variety. So what I would say to you is, what I honestly would say is, I would be inclined to keep it. Okay, I think if you want to buy an additional 41 mil, yes. But I don't know if I would actually sell the 36. It's nice to have a spectrum of sizes. So, you know, they're not all big or not all, you know, you have a variety depending on the mood. Sometimes you want to go under the radar, you want something you could just, you know, the steel Datejust with the white gold bezel is very non-confrontational. It's a great watch for certain clients. So my view is, I agree with you, it is a smidgen too small, but I'd probably keep it. I'd probably keep it, okay? If it was 34 mil, like the old Air Kings, definitely. But 36 is borderline, and I'd probably keep it. Question 4. Should I always look for models that include box and papers? I've noticed there are a lot of dealers on Chrono24 and elsewhere that sell watches without box and papers and are still selling the watch at quite a premium. That's a very interesting thing. Look, I don't think it's the end of the world if you don't have box and papers. Sometimes you can actually get, if you look on eBay, if you're patient enough, I know with Breguets, I've bought Breguets without box and papers, and I've managed to buy box, and sometimes they've even had open papers with the box. So you never know your luck. It's starting to be a bigger thing. Like, I remember buying Rolex, it was kind of a couple $100 difference. Now papers can be, on steel sports Rolex, can be $1,000, $1,500 difference. So I prefer to have papers. I got to tell you, with my Pateks, I've been fortunate. I actually got 6 Pateks at the moment, and the one I want to flip is the one without the full papers. It's got the extract, not the full certificate of origin. So it's kind of an interesting thing there. I've had both. In my opinion, the condition is more important, and to get the watch you want. But I would prefer to have papers. It doesn't rule it out, because papers, people get this stupid idea that say, oh, papers proves authenticity. No, it doesn't. The other thing is, let me tell you this. Many years ago, I bought a no-date sub, and it came from a dealer I really love, okay? So it was an A serial number 14060. Guess what? When they sold this no-date sub, they also had another no-date sub, which was an A serial number, and for some reason, the papers mixed. So it had the wrong papers for that watch. Does that mean it was fake, or is this? No, it just shows you sometimes mistakes happen. Papers. Look, I like papers. I do like papers, but in this watch game now, it's becoming so difficult to get good pieces. I wouldn't rule out, if it doesn't have papers, it's not the end of the world. So That's kind of my opinion. That's kind of my opinion. So I want to say thank you, Lorenzo. Thank you, Lorenzo, for that beautiful, beautiful. It's nicely. I like the story. I like the way he gave me a list of the pieces. He told me his horological story without going ridiculously overboard. And he had 4 direct questions, which I think is that was really good. I will say, Lorenzo, although you've said you don't want to get a solid gold, man, you're a professional, man, an attorney in New York. You got to get a Patek. You gotta get a Patek Philippe. You have to have a Patek. Okay. Now you don't have to buy the Patek today or tomorrow or next year, but eventually you need to get a Patek Philippe. You are a professional 46-year-old. By the time you're 66, I want to see a Patek Philippe. Okay? A 5196 would be absolutely beautiful. Okay? Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely amazing. That is what you need on your wrist. So, please, Lorenzo, you need a Patek Philippe. And you can get one of these, $15,000 US on the pre-owned market. Retail, $24,000 US. Pre-owned, $15,000 US. So please, with your budget, get a Patek. You gotta have a professional man like you, with a bit of a Lorenzo must be Italian flair. You gotta have a Patek Philippe. Okay, you do need a Patek. Now I'm just not gonna overdo it. I'm just telling you, you do need a Patek Philippe. Okay. Okay, guys, that's a great review. Guys, like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Don't be afraid to put some comments, negative, positive, or neutral, and tell me what you think. Guys, I will see you in the next one. I'm Paul Pluta, and thank you for watching my channel. Remember, guys, I can't survive on Google Ads alone. I need these paid reviews to keep me going. Without these paid reviews, I would sink. So, I gotta tell you, man. I gotta tell you, I really do need. I need the paid reviews. Makes a big difference to me. So please, guys, if you can do a paid review, I'd really appreciate it. About now. Thank you, guys. I will see you in the next one. Ciao. Hey guys, I've got some exciting promotion news for you. David SW's just sent me a press release. Archie, we just launched the new website this week, and we have a sale going on now until Monday with $375 off. If you can give me a plug, that will be great. David SW. I gotta tell you guys, if you want to buy a Rolex, if you want to buy a luxury wristwatch, where would I go? If I was in America, North America, where would I go? There's only one place I would go. David SW. He is one of the most trusted names in the wristwatch market. Forget building a relationship with your AD. It ain't gonna work. Forget licking the backside of your ADs, and that's just wasted time. My best advice is, if you are looking for a Rolex, from an honest, good business, go to David SW. I gotta tell you honestly, I would say David SW. Happy Thanksgiving from David SW. Save $375. Cannot be used with any other promotion. Fair enough. Jewelry discount is 10% for the duration of the promotion. expires midnight on the 30th of the 11th. David SW, go and check out the new website. Go and see the bargains they've got. Guys, seriously, if you want a Rolex, make it happen. Forget AD waiting lists. Forget all that nonsense. Go to David SW, David SW, David SW. David SW, America's. This is the dealer I would go to. Don't waste your time buying, trying to get kudos from the AD. Go and see David SW with $375 off your purchase. This sale will not last. David SW, check out the new website. Tell me what you think, guys. I want to know what you guys think. I want to hear it from you guys. Tell me what you think of the new look David SW website. I tell you what, it's feature packed. It's got punch. I love the new video at the front. Man, David SW, David SW, David SW. I love you, David SW. I trust you 100%. I recommend you to countless people. I love you, David SW.
Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Who do I recommend for watches in Brisbane and Sydney? Vintage Watch Co. That's correct. Vintage Watch Co. in Brisbane Arcade in Brisbane and the Strand Arcade in Sydney. Vintage Watch Co. Brisbane and Sydney. Ronnie, I've known him since the late 90s. Ronnie is a top bloke. Luke is a great guy. Vintage Watch Co. That is who I recommend in Australia. Check out Vintage Watch Co. and the guys' amazing range of watches. They also do service and repairs. Vintage Watch Co. That is where the Pontiff goes. Some of my Pateks came from Vintage Watch Co. That's right, guys. Vintage Watch Co.
Hi guys, ArchieLuxury. And who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David SW.